Well, hello, ladies. How's it going? I hope you are having a fabulous day wherever you are, whatever's happening. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I'm really glad to be with you today. I have some really fun training for you today, and it's all on how to repurpose content. I was speaking with a woman not too long ago, and she said to me that everybody talks about repurposing content, but nobody teaches how to do it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever taught how to do it either on my podcast. So I thought, well, what a great opportunity. So let's dive right in. I want to teach you today how to use content that you create in multiple different ways. That's what repurposing is using your content in multiple different ways. And the reason why is because, as you know, I love marketing simplicity. And so the more simple that I can make marketing for yourself, for myself, the better. So this whole idea around repurposing content is super simple to do. And simple meaning simple for you to do. It doesn't mean it has to be simple in terms of low quality. It can be high quality, in fact, highly valuable, high quality, but simple in creating and putting out in a bunch of different places to reach and help more people. And so that's what I want to talk with you about today. And so if creating content is overwhelming and you see how much and how frequent others are publishing content out in the world, whether it's emails, YouTube videos, social media posts, social media videos, podcasts, YouTube shows, all the things, you might see people, even me, putting a lot of content out and think there's just no way that I, as a real person who's not a marketing guru, who's not, spending 40 hours a week marketing my business, there's no way I could do all of that. And I want to challenge that yes, there is a way you can, and I'm going to teach you that today. And that can be so much easier than you think, even if you don't have a team of marketers that are working for you, 40 hours a week. So I'm thinking about you as I'm creating this. As I'm creating this, that's what I want for you, is to teach you how to repurpose super simply so you can show up more frequently, more consistently, and without spending exponentially more time creating content. And this is a concept that has become super important to me because I don't know why I thought this, but I used to think that everything I put out into the world had to be a brand new idea. So I don't know if you get stuck in this line of thinking, but I sure did. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to, create a post for Facebook, and then I'm going to record a podcast, and then I'm going to send an email, I was like, each one of those three things has to be completely different ideas, completely new and revolutionary, create a breakthrough for my audience or my clients. And it felt it felt heavy and like a lot of pressure. So I want to just offer to you that you can just drop that idea if that's an idea that you have. You don't have to have original ideas for every single thing that you're creating. In fact, I don't really do this as much, but there are mentors that I have that I know will repurpose content that they've used in the past. Like, if they created a blog post in the past, they will take that content and cut it up into social media posts in the future, or maybe even republish it. So just open up your mind to the idea that you could use the same content, same concepts that you've created in the past in new ways. And so it's so helpful to be able to do that. And it's actually a great service to your clients as well, because I know for me, if I say, for example, I read something in an email, and usually when I'm reading email, I'm like going through it really fast. And so I don't really give myself time to integrate things. So if I read a really great email that's super valuable, I might not really take it all in. But then if I see that same content on social media when I'm sitting in my easy chair at 8 o'clock at night and I have a little more time to take it in, it's a really great reinforcement. Or maybe then I hear the subject expanded on that person's podcast or in a video. So sometimes the more that we can offer the brilliant ideas that I'm sure you're putting out into the world, the more you can offer them in different ways, the greater value it's going to be to your audience. And as we know, we're all different learners. Like some people are great reading things, some people learn by listening. And so when we can offer that same content in a bunch of different ways, it does actually serve your clients. And just a word on social media, just because you put something out on a post, 5 years ago, one time, there's probably 20 people that saw it and they won't even remember it now. So if you repurpose it and put it out again, maybe even refresh it or update it to today, it's still really valuable. So just think of that. I think of that a lot because I've been in business for almost 20 years. So I've been writing and creating things for the last 20 years. And so there's a lot that I have to pull from. And I forget that, right? So, okay. So let's dive in. So what I would advise you to do is to spend the most amount of time and energy on creating highly valuable content and concepts that offers your best fit client a valuable result, or a new understanding, a new idea, or a solution to a problem that they have. And so why I say that is, and what I mean by that is, I want you to be thinking more about solving problems, serving your clients, your best fit clients, your best fit people out there, and really creating quality stuff for them, and spending your time, your creativity, your resources, your energy on creating value for them, and not on, creating or trying to figure out new tech, or like AI, for example. Like, gone are the days of creating endless, mindless fluff from AI and thinking that's value, right? And so, I would much rather see you create one piece of great content, whether it's one post or a video or a podcast or a blog, one piece of something really great than like 250 pieces of mindless AI fluff. For those of us in trust-based service businesses, that's going to be what's going to set us apart from everyone else in our industry, right? That's what's going to set us apart, is taking time to think about what your clients are struggling with and helping them solve problems, rather than you spending time trying to figure out Chat GPT and finding the perfect prompt that's going to spit out a bunch of content. And not that we can't use AI. I'm going to talk to you in this episode about how I use AI in creating content, but I don't have it writing my content for me because it's not authentic. It's not in my words. It's not with my energy and my spirit. And my audience can tell, and your audience can tell too. And so our best clients want personality, they want value and content that genuinely serves them and helps them solve problems and get closer to what they want, right? And of course, our content can be fun and entertaining. I think that's great. But that comes automatically when you're the one that's infusing your content with personality, and when it's coming from you and from a spirit of service for your clients. So it is a mindset shift from quantity to quality. So if I could get you creating one high quality piece of content each week or every other week, I love saying that I love encouraging you. I'm like, how am I going to say this? I love encouraging you to be in touch with your audience, with your network more than once a month. Because, if you think about it, if you see someone and talk to someone once a month, they're not going to be really top of mind, right? So if you can be reaching out in the ways that you want to your network, whether it's weekly or once every other week, I highly suggest that. So if I could get you creating one piece of high quality content, whether it's once a week or once every other week, and then follow this plan to repurpose it, you're going to get so much more interest, results, reach outs, consultation calls from the marketing that you're doing. So this is our process. Okay, I'm going to scroll down here in my notes. Okay, so here's how we do it. So step one, I want you to pick one marketing channel that you enjoy the most, where your energy and your personality shines through. So think about in this moment, what's working for you now, right? Where is it simplest for you to show up? So simplest for your thoughts, your brain, your energy. Where is it just like a no-brainer and easy for you to show up? So is it writing? Do you love to writing a blog or writing email to your best fit client? Maybe it's speaking, or maybe is it short speaking or long speaking, right? Is it in person, talking to people in person? Is it on video? If you like teaching and speaking, are you comfortable being on video or maybe audio with your voice? So think about what comes the easiest to you. And if you say none of them, I'm going to challenge you on this, because meeting new people and cultivating relationships is an essential part of having a successful and money-making business and helping people. So if you want to grow your business, you want to thrive, you've got to be out meeting new people. Okay, I'm not going to preach on that anymore. And creating relationships, right? So this is all part of nurturing and creating relationships with other humans, and whether they're going to work with you or whether they refer you, it's all good, right? But I want to just encourage you to be creating content. So think about what you enjoy the most, what's easiest for you. So maybe it's, going out networking and meeting people, or maybe it's writing posts or interacting with people online on social media. That's fine. Whatever it is, just think about what that thing is, and that's going to be either the time, or that will be the content piece that we're going to repurpose. So for example, I feel lit up after coaching my clients, after teaching a class, or after networking. Like those things just really light me up when I am in the presence of other people and getting to interact with them, right? And so I know that about myself. So it's in those times, whether it's right after that, or it's usually right after that, that is when I will capture ideas and create content. So think about that for yourself. Like, when do you feel the most lit up, and how can you use that environment, whether it's right after that environment, or whether you love sitting down and writing, journaling in the morning, or whatever. Those are the times that you're going to pick to create this content. And then you're going to pick that one marketing vehicle, whether it's writing or speaking or video, whatever. And then you're going to create your one piece of valuable content. For example, maybe it is a blog that you write. And then you're going to make it your standard from here on out to repurpose that content 3 ways. So for everything you create, I want to challenge you to repurpose it 3 ways. And it doesn't always have to be the same type of content. So for example, I love every morning I spend time journaling. So that is writing that I'm doing. And sometimes I'll take part of that and I will expand it or use it and put it into a social media post, right? So that's something. Or obviously, I love recording this podcast. And so this is a one single piece of valuable content that I'll create. And then it's my standard. I always repurpose it 3 ways. So, but I spend the most amount of my time and energy coming up with these ideas and writing out, the outline and the steps that I want to take you through and what I'm learning and all of that, right? So I will take the time to really create a valuable episode, and then I'll reuse it from there. In the example of my podcast, I reuse it by, number one, I will transcribe it and use the words for emails. I'll just give you a little insight on that. I use an AI editor called Descript. We will have the link in the show notes. And so I love Descript because I can take video or audio that I've done on my phone or on my computer, or like this podcast episode. I will load it up into Descript, and Descript will transcribe it into words. So I have the words, I have the audio and or video, and then I can repurpose from there. So I reuse my podcast by transcribing it. And so we'll use the words for emails, for social media posts, feed posts. Descript will also cut up the podcast into clips that I also use for reels and social media videos. So that's kind of my 3 ways that I use my podcast. But say, for example, you write a blog and you love writing your blog. It's, 500 words or whatever, and you publish it. And then you want to use it 3 ways. So I might suggest you take excerpts from it. And so what you can do, you can use AI for this. So I will use AI to help me pull out clips or pull out excerpts, whether it's written or audio or video. And so when you use AI for that, AI is using your words and picking out the most valuable parts. And I find that it's very effective for that. So, say you write a blog, you can copy that blog and paste it into your favorite AI tool, and then ask for it to pull out excerpts using your words that you can use on social media, or for an email that you send to your audience, or for a script that you can create a reel or a story for Facebook or Instagram, right? Or have it pull out, short quotes that you can use for a carousel and put that carousel on Instagram. You can have it pull out clip or quotes from that you can put in a newsletter, right? So do you see how whatever you're creating, in whatever form you're creating, you can always repurpose it in some fashion? 3 ways, I say. And so I hope this is helpful. And there's, it can go 100 different ways, 100 different combinations, right? So a lot of times, another way that I'll do this is, say, for example, I'm driving and I have a really great idea. I'll just ask my phone. I have an iPhone, so I ask Siri to turn on my voice recorder. And then I'll speak the idea that I have, just as if I was speaking to someone on the phone, right? And it will record that. And then I can have it transcribed in Google Docs, will transcribe, or I'll load it up into Descript and it will get transcribed. So I can use that copy to, create a post on social media or send it out to my audience in my Friday Selly email, or I can use it as a voiceover for a video, all kinds of things. You see how this works? So what I also thought would be valuable, so you probably have some ideas of how you can reuse and repurpose your content. And so I also wanted to give you some tools that I use that I haven't already mentioned that make it super simple to reuse things. So first, before I do that, I also want to point out that has been a study that I have to remember the exact percentage, but it's like 80 no, I'm sorry. So the study says that I think it's only 16% of people actually get great ideas and are creative sitting in front of their computer. For, what is it? What would that be? 84% of us, our ideas come to us, our best ideas come to us in other places. And if you're anything like me, it's like the great ideas come in when I'm in the shower, when I'm driving, at 3 a.m, when I'm trying to sleep. So I want to encourage you to have ways and places to capture those ideas when they come to you, because they're not always going to come to you. And it's very unlikely great ideas are going to come to you while you're sitting in front of your computer and ready to type, right? So make sure you have set yourself up for success and have technology on your side, and you have ways that you capture those ideas when you're, on a walk or in the car or in the shower or getting ready in the morning or wherever your ideas come. Have a place to capture those. And so what I use to capture those is my phone usually, and whether it's in the Notes app on my iPhone, or I use Evernote, which is a platform that you can collect. I've used it, I don't know, gosh, over a decade. I've been collecting ideas and notes, and I do all my planning in there, and it's searchable. So I use that. I will use the video recording function on my phone, the audio recording function on my phone, and to capture ideas. And so set yourself up for success there, because you can take those snippets, whether they're written or audio or video, and repurpose them. So, okay, so other tools that make it super simple to repurpose content. So I mentioned AI earlier and how I use it to help me repurpose that large piece of content that I have created. So I use AI to take my words. I always have things transcribed if it's a video or audio. And then I can take those words and put them into my AI tool. I'll use Gemini or ChatGPT, and I put my words in there and I say, using these words, give me some great quotes from this transcript, right? Or draft an email that is in the same tone and in the same style as this transcript. And that seems to work pretty well. So then, like I mentioned earlier, I use Descript for audio and video editing and transcription. Descript also has an AI tool within it called Underlord, and Underlord has become extremely powerful and effective. And so I use that for helping me write show notes for my podcast. It helps me write what else does it help me write? I don't think I use it for the email necessarily, but sometimes I will use it to help me draft the email, just letting my audience know that I have a new podcast. I also use it it does help with editing. I also use it to help me pull out clips that I can create reels and short form video from. It's got tons of capability. And so that one is what I use a lot. The other one I use is CapCut. CapCut is fun because it can take videos and photos from your phone and create clips and, all kinds of fun things. And that's all in vertical video format. So great for social media. So let's see what else. Those are the primary tools that I use to make repurposing my content super simple. So if you have any other ideas, I would love to hear them. But I hope that this training, this podcast has been super valuable to you, because repurposing makes marketing so much simpler. So, and I'm all about that. And I'm all about helping you to expand your reach, to get your wonderful, brilliant message out into the world. And so I hope this has been helpful. And as we wrap up, if you want to strategize with me on how you can repurpose your content in a new way that creates clients, please feel free to schedule a consultation with me. I am happy to walk through that with you. And also, I am hosting a monthly marketing masterclass / mastermind / support group, where I'm bringing you together and teaching you a live online virtual class, and where I am going to teach you something, and then also we'll have discussion about it. And you can also bring your greatest marketing challenges, and we can mastermind on them together and help you to problem solve and support you in your marketing and putting your word and your brilliance out into the world, and helping you solve any marketing problems that are holding you up. So I love to support you in that way. And the class is each month on the last Thursday. So the next one's coming up in September 26th, here in 2024. And so if you want to join us for that, there's no cost for these. We'll put the link in the show notes, and I would love to see you there, and love to get to know you and hear all about your business. And I will see you again next time. Hope you have a great one. Bye.